Have you ever heard of a code so brilliant, so unbreakable that it helped turn the tide of a world war? What if I told you this code wasn't a machine, but a language spoken by a group of incredibly brave men? Today, we're diving into the epic story of the 2002 film, Windtalkers, a powerful tribute to the unsung heroes of World War II. The film throws us right into the heart of the Pacific War in 1943. The U.S. Marines are locked in a brutal island-hopping campaign against the Japanese Empire. Communication is everything, but there's a huge problem. The Japanese are experts at cracking American codes. Every message sent is a message intercepted, leading to devastating losses. The military is desperate for a solution, a code that's truly unbreakable, and that's where the Navajo Nation comes in. The U.S. military recruits Navajo men to create a code based on their unique, complex language. This language, with its intricate syntax and tonal qualities, is virtually unknown outside their community and has no written form. It's the perfect foundation for a secret code. These recruits become the code talkers, or as they are known, the Windtalkers. The film introduces us to two of these brave men, Private Ben Yazzie and his friend, Private Charlie Whitehorse. They are full of patriotic spirit, ready to serve their country, even though their own people have faced so much hardship and discrimination back home. They complete their training, mastering the specialized military vocabulary developed for the code, and are soon shipped out to the front lines. But there's a dark side to this mission. The code is so valuable, so critical to the war effort, that it cannot be allowed to fall into enemy hands under any circumstances. This leads to a chilling directive. Each code talker is assigned a bodyguard, a seasoned Marine whose primary job is to protect the code talker. But their secondary and much grimmer order is to protect the code at all costs. This means if a code talker is about to be captured, the bodyguard must kill him to prevent the code from being compromised. This is where we meet our other main character, Sergeant Joe Enders, played by Nicolas Cage. Enders is a hardened Marine, haunted by a past battle where he was the sole survivor of his squad. He's suffering from both physical and psychological wounds, particularly a ruptured eardrum and severe survivor's guilt. He fakes his way through a hearing test just to get back into the fight, driven by a deep sense of duty and a need to redeem himself. Enders is assigned as the bodyguard for Private Ben Yazzie. At first, their relationship is all business and deeply strained. Enders is gruff, distant, and sees Yazzie not as a fellow soldier, but as a package to be protected. He refers to him as the gear. This creates a lot of tension as Yazzie, who is proud and eager to prove his worth as a Marine, feels the sting of Enders' prejudice and detachment. He knows he's being treated differently, not just because he's a code talker, but because he's Navajo. As they are thrown into the hellscape of the Battle of Saipan, one of the bloodiest battles in the Pacific, the realities of war begin to break down the walls between them. The fighting is relentless and terrifying. We see the chaos, the fear, and the sheer brutality of combat up close. In one of their first major engagements, Yazzie is put to the test. He must quickly and accurately transmit vital coordinates for an artillery strike, all while under intense enemy fire. Enders watches, his hand hovering near his weapon, constantly aware of his grim orders. But as Yazzie successfully calls in the strike, saving their platoon from being overrun, Enders starts to see him in a new light. He witnesses Yazzie's courage and competence firsthand. He's not just the gear. He's a damn good Marine. The film beautifully contrasts their evolving relationship with that of another pair, Sergeant Pete Axe Anderson and Private Charlie Whitehorse. Axe is a much more open and friendly person than Enders. He quickly befriends Whitehorse, learning about his culture, his family, and even trying to learn a few words of the Navajo language. Their bond represents a more ideal, compassionate form of brotherhood, highlighting the stark coldness of Enders' initial approach. Through a series of harrowing battles, Enders and Yazzie are forced to rely on each other to survive. We see Yazzie not only as a code talker but as a warrior. At one point, when their position is about to be overrun, Yazzie, stripped of his radio, picks up a weapon and fights alongside the other Marines, even using his knowledge of enemy tactics to help turn the tide. He also uses his cultural knowledge in unexpected ways, at one point disguising himself as a Japanese soldier to get close to an enemy radio and call in a friendly fire strike on his own position. A massive, desperate gamble that pays off. This act of incredible bravery deeply impacts Enders. He realizes the hypocrisy of his orders. How can he be ordered to kill a man who is fighting with more courage and loyalty than almost anyone he knows? The moral conflict within him grows heavier with every battle. He starts to see Yazi as a friend, a brother in arms. He begins to teach him more about being a soldier, and in return, Yazi's unwavering spirit and humanity start to heal Ender's own broken soul. The turning point of the film comes during a brutal ambush. The platoon is pinned down, and Charlie Whitehorse is captured by the Japanese. Sergeant Ox Anderson, his bodyguard and friend, is faced with the ultimate horrifying choice. He can't bear to kill his friend, but he also can't let the code be broken. As the Japanese drag Whitehorse away, Ox makes a split-second tragic decision. He throws a grenade, killing both Whitehorse and his captors, sacrificing them both to protect the mission. It's a devastating moment that underscores the terrible weight these men carried. Witnessing this horror solidifies Ender's own resolve. He knows he could never do that to Yazi. His loyalty is no longer just to the code. It's to the man. In the film's climax, Enders, Yazi, and the remaining Marines are tasked with taking a heavily fortified Japanese position on a ridge. The fighting is more intense than ever. During the assault, Enders is mortally wounded while protecting Yazi from enemy fire. As he lies dying, Japanese soldiers are closing in. He knows they will capture Yazi and the code. In his final moments, Enders looks at Yazi, not as a package to be eliminated, but as a friend he needs to save. With his last bit of strength, he props himself up and orders Yazi to run. Enders then single-handedly holds off the advancing enemy, sacrificing himself to ensure Yazi and the unbreakable code can escape. He dies not because of his orders, but in defiance of them, choosing to protect the man, not just the mission. The war in the Pacific eventually ends, aided significantly by the crucial intelligence provided by the Windtalkers. In the final scene, a victorious Yazi returns to the Navajo Nation in Monument Valley. He is dressed in his Marine uniform, a decorated war hero. He performs a traditional Navajo ceremony, honoring the spirit of his fallen friend Joe Enders. He tells his son about the man who was first his protector, then his partner, and finally, his brother. A man who taught him that in war, sometimes the greatest battle is the one fought within your own heart. Windtalkers is more than just a war movie. It's a story about prejudice, friendship, and the incredible untold story of the Navajo Code Talkers. Their language, once a tool of a culture the U.S. government tried to erase, became one of its greatest weapons for freedom. It is a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by these quiet heroes and the complex bonds forged in the fires of war. Thanks for watching our deep dive into Windtalkers. If you enjoyed this summary and want more content like it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments what movie you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video.